name is Quincy Davis, professor of jazz drum set here at the University of North Texas. I teach drum set lessons as well as a couple of the classes for the first year students, as well as jazz drum set improv, which is pretty exciting. We have around 25 to 30 drummers in the studio at one time, which may seem like a big number, but I do my best at trying to make it feel like a small family. The jazz department is large, and it may seem really large to a lot of people who are not used to such a size like the University of North Texas, but I kind of think of it like a Chicago. I'm from the Midwest, and Chicago is a large city, but it has a small town vibe, and I associate North Texas to that kind of feeling. So there's no reason to be intimidated by the numbers. The standard here is really high, but in a healthy way, not in a competitive way. There are 9 big bands. One of them, of course, is the famed 1 O'Clock Lab Band. A lot of people don't realize that one of the big bands is a Latin big band run by the other full-time drum set faculty member, Jose Aponte. In addition to the big bands, we have so many small group opportunities for all the students to play in. There are approximately about 15 small groups. So there's a lot of opportunity to play in the school itself, but also in Denton itself and the greater DFW area. So lots of opportunities to play, not just big band, but small group and anything else that piques the students' interest. So one of the biggest questions I get from students is, how can I best prepare myself for auditions at the University of North Texas? The first thing that you have to make sure you do is read. Read everything that's on the Audition website for the percussion page and specifically for drum set. It's pretty detailed and we've updated it, so there's a lot of questions that can be answered just through going through that page pretty thoroughly. Number 2, listen. Listen. I can't say that enough. And be more of an active listener, meaning listen to an album 10 times. To try to get everything that's in that album to seep into your soul, so to speak. A great label to listen to is Blue Note. Anything on the Blue Note label in the 50s and 60s, another label is Prestige. Anything on there. Really pay attention to what the drummers are doing, but more specifically, how they're doing it. And that's gonna make a big difference when you actually go to the third point, which is emulate and study, right? So this is the part where you go to the drum set and you're trying to sound like what you hear on the recordings. One of the biggest things to emulate is their ability to establish feel on the ride cymbal. One thing that you can really make sure that you're trying to do is lifting the stick. As opposed to playing with your arm in this kind of manner, and it'll make the sound of the cymbal so much better, and it'll make everything you play so much easier. The balance of the kit is really important. In general, in jazz, you do not want the snare drum to be louder than the ride cymbal. Of course, there are exceptions, but generally, you want the ride cymbal to be at the forefront of everything you do. After that, then the hi-hat should be strong. I think of the hi-hats as the backbone of the time. The snare drum is providing the comping rhythms, the syncopation that you're adding to the time. And the bass drum in jazz is generally not nearly as loud as other styles of music that require amplification, like funk and rock. Personally, if I hear you doing those things, you'll get my interest right away. So make sure you're at least getting a really good balance from the kit. Touch, right? In general, when you play the drums, in jazz, we don't need to play at max volume most of the time. How you hit the drums addresses your touch. In general, what I talk about is your accents should be nice and strong and clear. And your non-accents should be quieter. A basic imperative. As opposed to just that little adjustment helps me not sound too loud. We want to be strong, but not loud. So accents here, non-accents here. And it'll help your playing sound much more mature. Number 4 is assimilate. You listen, you emulate, you work on it, you study, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't get out and play with people and try to actually apply those things that you've learned. So play as much as you can in any situation possible. Number 5, here at the University of North Texas, we read a lot. We read a lot of charts. We read big band, small group, a little bit of everything. Whether you're working on reading your big band charts or a snare drum etude, work on your sight reading every day, because in your audition, you'll be asked to sight read 2 charts of different styles. It could be a funk style, it could be swing, it could be samba, and ideally you're comfortable reading in any style that you're asked to. For the remote auditions, it's a little more complicated, but you'll still be tested for your sight reading, but I'll be in touch with you regarding how I'll get those charts to you. So in addition to auditioning on drum set, you are also required to audition on a mallet instrument like vibraphone or marimba, in addition to snare drum, right? And both of those will be separate auditions. If you go to the drum set audition page, you will see kind of recommendations of books and repertoire that you can choose for both snare drum and mallets. So definitely visit that page. And regarding videos for pre-screening, and also if you're sending in a video for your audition, make sure your videos are unedited. However, you can send in multiple videos for multiple selections. That's fine. It doesn't have to be one full video. Make sure I can see your face. However, I do not need to see the faces of the rest of your band members. And just a little bit on professionalism. Present yourself in the best light as possible. So definitely no t-shirts, no jeans, no sneakers. It doesn't mean you have to wear a suit and tie. Just something that presents yourself in a good professional manner. So in closing, I'd just like to say, feel free to reach out to myself anytime, or the chair of the department, Mark Ford, if you have any questions. And we definitely look forward to seeing your videos and hopefully working with you in the fall. Thank you.